So I think it's important to have irrationality in poetry because poetry is not supposed to be rational. Poetry is not supposed to be like, okay, makes sense, this makes sense, this makes sense, this makes sense. Poetry is not a list of things that make sense. I don't think it's supposed to be like rational, like this is what it is. I think it's supposed to be like a alternate view of the world. I We could all write down what uh, a scientific understanding of life, and we could all write down things that are technically true, but are they really true? And it's important to say things that are really true and not just things that are technically true. Poetry isn't about technicalities. Poetry is not about seeing things that aren't there. It's about seeing the way the world really is, and it's about uh, I can't really explain this correctly. This irrationality in poetry. What you want to do is when you write a poem, you want to say things that are from your heart. When you say a spoken word, you want to say things from your heart. That is the key to the whole thing. The key to the whole thing. And usually, when you talk, you want to talk as rationally as possible. When you But in poetry, you get to be as irrational as you want to be. You get to be as bad as you want to be. You get to say whatever you want. So you can speak your truth. You can speak more true than you normally speak. You want to do this because uh, what you know about things are limited. Your actual knowledge is so limited that you have to say things in an irrational way in order to express something that you don't understand about yourself. Sometimes you just want to express something that is deeper than you even know about yourself, something that you're trying to discover by communicating in a rhyme. In a rhyme, you can say things that are half true, half rhymes and half truths, half possibilities. And you can say things that are, and sometimes if you say things that are half true or half rhymes, then you can discover things about yourself that are totally true. And if you can find half truths in things, then you can find the real truth. And irrationality, a lot of that's about half truths. It's about things that are partially true, like you don't always want to be as logical as possible. Sometimes you want to be a version of yourself that's completely different. Be a version of yourself that's off the standard. And you do this because you want to turn into someone else. You want to be someone else completely. So poetry is important practice to study and practice to practice because we don't really do religion anymore. We don't really believe in God anymore. So we have to find things that give our life meaning other than a religion. And poetry can be that fun thing because poetry can do that for us because sometimes a rhyme is a significant part of our day, and it's like Dr. Seuss. Does Dr. Seuss make sense to you, or does Dr. Seuss seem irrational to you? All of Dr. Seuss's books rhyme. They're all poetry. They're children's poetry. Dr. Seuss writes children's poetry. Adults can like it too, but it's designed particularly for children. And Dr. Seuss focuses on irrationality. Well, he's not the only one that focuses on irrationality. Most poets focus on irrationality. But Dr. Seuss, like a cat in a hat. A cat walking around on 2 feet with a a top hat. And cats don't normally wear hats unless a human puts it on. Unless a human puts a hat on a cat. But a cat walking around on 2 feet with a hat that's quite an interesting story. And the irrationality of a cat wearing a hat is what makes the story irrational. You understand? So if Dr. Seuss wrote a story called Human in a Hat, well, maybe it'd be a good story, but it's more interesting with a cat with whiskers and furry skin, and you know, he's a cat. He looks like a cat, and you know, I used to have a cat that looked like the Cat in a Hat, and that's what it is. So that's what that is. Let me know in the comments below. Uh, are your poems that you write are more rational or irrational? I've written rational poems before about politics and stuff, but sometimes the irrational poems are the best. Okay. So sometimes I get a little arrogant when I write poetry. Like I'm so good at writing poetry, like I'm ready to be a professional poet or something stupid. Um, that's okay. That's part of the irrationality is the idea that you can be a professional poet even though you're not good enough. That's the irrational side of the poetry. Let me know in the comments below how do you write your poetry? What do you do? Please subscribe to this channel to be part of the community, and please like this video. It really helps this channel out a lot. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.